Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes of a home search? Today, I'm excited to share exactly how we help our buyers even when opportunities aren't listed on the market. My name's Sam Burke. I'm a local realtor here in Snohomish County, and I'm excited to share some of the tools that we use to help our buyers succeed no matter how challenging or competitive a market gets. Now, whenever a buyer decides they want to start the process, we often invite them into our office for a buyer consultation. Now, what this entails is we go over everything from A to Z, what to expect throughout the process. We go over things from how contracts work, what's going on in the market, and just best practices for success. Now, at the end of this consultation, we're gonna talk about the buyer's specific wants and needs. So during that process, we're gonna ask them things like, how many bedrooms do they want? How many bathrooms, square footage, are there school districts they wanna be in? And we try to get as specific as possible. Now, the first thing we do isn't necessarily that special. We're gonna go to the MLS and we're gonna set up a custom search. The MLS is the multiple listing service, and it's gonna be where the majority of homes are put on the market with other real estate agents. I would say about 90% of the deals that we do come directly from the MLS. MLS is gonna feed all the major sites such as Zillow, Trulia, and Redfin. So with that custom search, as soon as the house comes on the market that fits our buyer's needs, it's automatically emailed over to them. The other thing is every single day, I go through the MLS and look at all the new listings that came on the market. And if something seems like a perfect fit for one of my buyers, I just send it over to them directly and usually follow up with a phone call just to make sure that they didn't miss it. Now, this is where we get a little bit more creative. Now, in addition to active listings, the MLS is also gonna show us canceled and expired listings. So these are homes that previously did not sell with their agent, and we can reach out to those owners or their previous listing agents directly and just ask them, hey, are you still interested in selling? I have a buyer that's looking for your type of property. Does this make sense? And sometimes it can be really advantageous for both the buyer and the seller to find a deal that way. Third is gonna be tapping into my sphere. Now, I'm born and raised here in Snohomish County. I was born in Everett, moved out to Lake Stevens when I was in high school, and the majority of my friends and family live in this neighborhood. Now, what's unique about that is when a buyer wants to be in a particular neighborhood, there's a good chance we know some people in that area. For example, if somebody reaches out to me and says, hey Sam, I wanna be in the reserve of Lake Stevens, I can reach out to some of our friends that live in that area and ask them, who do you know that's thinking about selling sometime soon? Have you ever thought about what your next steps look like? And ideally, find an off-market property for them. Last, but certainly not least, my favorite thing to do for our buyers is hunt off-market opportunities. And how we do that is we take the listed criteria, we go to our title company, and we get a breakdown of all the homes that match their criteria, and I reach out to those owners directly. Oftentimes, we're gonna send handwritten notes, potentially even go introduce ourselves in person. And we'll say, hello, we have a qualified buyer that's interested in your home. Have you ever thought about potentially selling? And you'd be surprised. We try not to be invasive, we're never pushy, but just by simply starting that conversation, how often we're able to find a good opportunity for our buyers. In the last 6 months, since January, we have done 3 off-market deals, all for investors, by simply reaching out to owners directly. My goal is to help my clients find their dream home. And we get creative and we do a little bit of extra legwork in order to do so. If you're interested in starting your home buying process, reach out to me directly. I'd love to set up a consultation. At the end of the day, my name is Sam Burke, and I would love to be a resource for all of your real estate needs here in Snohomish County. All of my contact is down below. Feel free to reach out to me anytime.